All right. Think I got it going right this time. Had to delete that other video. Don't you just love it? Okay. If you are hopping on to watch, please comment that you are watching so I can interact with you. If I don't know you're on here, it's a little hard to... Sometimes I feel like I'm just talking to myself, but that's okay too. Okay, let me check my computer. I try to watch it in two places. You hear this every time. All right. Commenting as myself. All right, I'm going to check my volume. Okay, sounds good. All right, I'm going to go ahead and get started. I see I have two who have joined on. Hi, Rebecca. How are you? I was hoping you'd get to watch today's. I knew you had commented. So I'm going to mess with the camera just a little bit. Sometimes when I watch the video later, I'm like, golly, that's kind of angled weird. Everything looks all nice and level whenever I'm looking at it on my end. I don't want you to see the bottom of that. It's so dirty. So earlier, you can't even see it now. I washed it off. I dropped a stamp and I stamped myself. I posted a picture of it. I said, oh, look, I got a tattoo. But it was one of those like henna. It just washed right off. Oh, I had to scrub it a little bit. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. Let's see if I can. There, she did comment. It's like, alrighty. One more time, I'm going to use the Hello Harvest bundle. This is in the little mini catalog, that July to December mini catalog. And I love fall. I love pumpkins. I love the colors. So my dentist invited me to come and do a card class with her staff. They had staff development in the morning and fun time in the afternoon. So I designed one more fall card. I knew they wouldn't mind making another fall card. And I changed it up. It's different from the one that I made here with my regular card class. Pinterest is a wonderful thing. And I've changed it up even a little bit more for today. It uses the Brick and Mortar 3D embossing folder. This is a very hefty embossing folder. And it embosses a brick design. You can probably see that. Excuse me. And you should be able to see the sparkle in the middle of these sunflowers. That's the wink of Stella. So I've already done the embossing, and I had 2 card kits left. So I'm like, you know what? I think I'm going to do a this or that. Which do you like better? The one where the bricks are a little more pronounced, or the ones that the bricks are just embossed? I'm going to show you how I did this one. This is the one I'm going with. I like it. It adds another dimension, another layer to the card. And all you have to do after you've embossed it is take whatever color of ink pad that you're wanting to distress this with, and you just drag it over. Just kind of gently touch it. It works a little better if you angled the pad some. I think I'm going to use the wider side. And just drag it. And after you've done it for a while, you figure out what angle works the best to, I'm going to quit while I'm ahead. See, I laid the straight edge on it right there and got a little bit darker. So I'll just go back and add some color down here. It doesn't work as good to blot it on there. It seems like it takes that dragging motion to accomplish the look that you want. And I'm going to quit while I'm ahead. I use Sahara Sand, which is really a light kind of brown. The cardstock I used here is crumb cake, but I didn't think crumb cake would work to drag over the bricks. So now I have 2 of them done that way. So that's the layer that's directly on our card base, which I said is crumb cake, cut at 5.5 by 8.5. I'm going to use my bone folder along the edge of that. And I'm going to go ahead and mount our bricks so that I don't have a bunch of loose pieces flying around. I hope to make another card after this one. We'll see how the time is. If I take too long making it, I may have to hold it for another time. I try to be conscious of your time and make these kind of quick. And I think since I have my other card hanging out, I'm going to go ahead and kind of show you a mass production. I finished up some special order Christmas cards this morning. I had to make 25. We chose 4 designs. I made 3 of them, and 7 of the one I made this morning for the 25. And so you kind of have to set up your pieces. I'm going to stamp the pumpkins. And it's just stamped in black. Get all our stamping done, then we can do I can do the die cutting and get all of those pieces ready. It's on pumpkin pie cardstock. You want to call it orange, but it's not. And you know what? You don't worry about the stamping not being perfect. These were brand new stampers, and they were spazzing out because, you know, sometimes it didn't ink up right or it didn't stamp fully. And I'm like, look, you know, nothing in nature is perfect. I'll close that up. So pumpkins aren't perfect. Have you seen some of the pumpkins? They look, oh, they look pretty distressed. They have knobs and warts, and the color variations are all over the universe. And they are happy just the way they are. It's us that try to make them perfect. And I will admit, when I buy a pumpkin, I like a nice round orange pumpkin. So you can either do your coloring before you die cut or die cut. We were having to take turns. There were 6 of us, so we had to play nicely with each other. I brought both the watercolor pencils, and that's what I'm going to use today, and my stamping blend. So they had a choice of how to color their sunflowers, this little topper. They had such a good time. We had a lunch at a Mexican food restaurant. You know what? I'm available to do that anytime here in Sulphur Springs. If you have a group of friends that you would like to just get together and have some girl time, we could make cards. I bring everything. It's kind of a flat rate fee. Of course, she paid for her girls and travel money for me. But I try to make it stress-free. I have to consider, you know, are these beginning stampers? Do they have a little bit of experience? You know, the first card, I believe this was the first card we did. And sometimes they get caught up in the details and trying to make it, I mean, they were embellishing it beyond belief. So it took us a little bit longer than we had planned. But they were having such a good time. So the sunflowers, of course, we kind of, Ukraine is known for their sunflowers. So these girls, some of them were Russian, and they support their friends in Ukraine. This is Old Olive. And no, I'm not coloring it in perfectly, but I'm going to take my blender pencil pen. whenever I get done and go back and blend the colors. Because that will give it that kind of a watercolored look. I mean, you guys know I like my Stampin' Blends. I like the look that it gives, and I think I'm going to do those. Could probably do them both colors. I don't know what these flowers are supposed to be. These little puff flowers here. I call them puff flowers. I have a feeling all you have to do is blow on them and you'd have seeds everywhere. Alrighty. So let me show you now. When I take the... Remember to clean it off. You just drag it across your grid paper until it wipes clean. You can just kind of see it change the way the color looks. You wouldn't even have to do this. You could, oops, that time I got into the brown. So now my sunflower is not the color I would like, but I must give myself that sermon. Nothing in nature is perfect. I'm going to dab those up a little bit. See how whenever I drag it, when I keep moving it, it finally comes clean to just the center of those. And I want some more orange, so I'm going to add. It hasn't dried perfectly yet, but that's okay because it'll take this color and put it, add some color to it. And then that one is some weird color of green. Alright, so the other one I am going to do with my lovely Stampin' Blends. I'm going to fill it in with Daffodil Delight. So which do you think you like better? The bricks distressed with ink or just plain embossed? I think when you in person see the card, the one with the ink on it, they're going to go, how did they do that? You can hear it. I like to use the little tiny end on these, remember? Because these are small spaces. And I did, this is light pumpkin pie. And I'm just going to kind of do down here on these lines. They've Stampin' Up! Has already given us the details. And then I can take that, the Daffodil Delight, and brush over it. And that kind of blends it. That's why these are called blends. And I'm going to color the centers with a little bit of that. And believe it or not, I am going to use light smoky slate on the centers of these flowers instead of a brown. And I think because I used the light pumpkin pie, it kind of gives it a different color. And I want the brush in this time. You can see the one sunflower that I haven't added pumpkin pie to versus the ones that I did. Alrighty. The only other thing I need to do, these two little flowers, I made them pumpkin pie. And then I have the old olive. Get all the leaves. And I'm not going to add the dark to it because I thought that it looked fine just with one layer of old olive. And I'm just using the little nib end. It only takes a couple of swipes because these leaves are not very big. That might take a little more. And there's one leaf hiding right there. All right, so let me do the die cutting. I have my little mini die cutter over here to the side, and I think if it's okay with you, I'm going to cut these over to the side instead of trying to bring it on camera, because I feel like I get up in your face. So I'll leave that, and I will chat while I'm cutting. Take just a minute, because I'm going to have to run them each through twice, since I'm working on 2 sets here. Put the cover on. There's one. Comes the other one. All that noise this little bitty machine makes. There's the other one. And our pumpkin. I'm just going to cut out one for right now. Takes just a second. Uh-oh, it moved. Static electricity, when it starts getting cold, I build up static so bad. You can just ask Stanley. We shock each other whenever I give him a kiss. We kind of have to ground ourselves, because it hurts when you get a zap in the lips. All right, I used the piece of washi tape to hold the die in place. I don't know how come my camera on my phone is sideways now. I think it's still going okay on the video, at least on my iPad. Is it still oriented side to side? Let me know. Man, there's a big old delay today. Is it still going this way, or is it this way on your screen? Comment and let me know. It's still showing right on my iPad, and so I'm hoping that it's right. What I liked about this card was this strip of black and white paper, and that's what this paper is called. It's kind of gray on the other side. All right, come on there. Okay, I think everything's fine. When I looked at my camera, which is on a stand above my head, it had changed orientation on it. So just find a spot to put that. And attach the pumpkin. I didn't put a sentiment on the outside of this. These are going to be thank you cards for me. They made them birthday cards. I took extra stamps so that they could choose what sentiment that they would like to put on the inside. Well, they got creative and started stamping everywhere. I'm telling you, they went off the grid a little bit. And I enjoy it. I just sit there and watch them. So I'm like, you know what? It's their cards. They're having a good time. No one is giving them a grade. It's not a big deal. Look how cute that is. I like it with the bricks distressed a little bit. The only thing I use dimensionals, you may have noticed, are on the flowers. I don't like to just add layers and layers and layers, because when you mail them, sometimes it causes some issues with mail. And if things are too thick, you get charged extra. All right, I need to use those two. These are the brushed metallic adhesive backed dots. So I need to use these up. So I'm going to, I think these are brushed gold, but they are going to be just fine. So look how easy that was. you know, I had my pieces ready, but, and then on the inside, there's just a piece of basic white. And in the stamp set, there is the small sunflower. You have to be careful when you ink these little stamps, because if you rock them very much, you're going to get ink on the edges, and then you're going to have a halo, and then you're going to be trying to figure out how to cover up that halo. And I have stamped on the envelope. I think I'm going to do the third one. Made a little arrangement in the corner. And we use wishing you the loveliest day. That does not have to be a birthday. You can wish somebody a lovely day and thank them. Wish them a happy birthday. I'm thinking of you. I'm just going to pick a spot and stamp it. I'll go ahead and color. This one was with, I believe it was with these. Doesn't really matter if I color them with the same medium on the inside, but sometimes I only provide one option for coloring, either Stampin' Blends or these are called watercolor pencils, because the watercolor kind of finishes the look. And I don't think I'm going to watercolor these. I think I'll just color it and call it good. We'll do some brown early espresso center. So there's a couple of things. The little starter kit plus, that little special, it's, you know, our joining special. But if you have a big wish list, this would be the time to get your stuff, because you get to choose $155 in free product for only $99. That's your starter kit, and you're not obligated to do another thing after that. Your orders after that, you get a 20% discount on. So that's the advantage, one of the advantages to you. You would be part of my team. When there's just a small group of us, but we can get together and craft together. And if you're interested in kind of building a business, I can help you with that. This card is done. So that goes off October the 31st. We've got a few more days. If you are interested in it, let me know. We'll talk. Like I said, no obligation to do anything. You know, get your starter kit for the $155 in product for $99, free shipping. It is plus tax, but that's all. You do get a packet of business supplies, but if you're not interested in building a business, they get donated to me. That's just by, you don't have to, but that's what happens. The girls who have joined, they're like, well, I'm not going to use these. Do you want them? I do have an active host code, so if you saw something today that you would like, some of these products are on the not available right now list. Like, they don't take back orders anymore. But if there's something that you try to place an order for and it tells you that it's not available, talk to me before you get frustrated, and I can look to see if it's just temporarily unavailable. The only thing that totally isn't available is the witch hat punch. But Halloween is next Monday, so not going to be a big demand for that. But if you do want to place an order, if you will put it on this host code, I will put that information in the description whenever I get finished, because I also will list the supplies that I used for this card. And that's all I'm going to do today. I'm not going to do that second card. So I really appreciate your time. I appreciate you watching. This is what keeps me going, is trying to reach more people. And it says that there are 2 people watching. One of them may be me, since I'm on 2 different devices, but whoever is watching, I appreciate it. And Rebecca, I appreciate you watching. It's not much fun to do these and talk to myself. So even if it's just a friend who has the time to watch, I appreciate it very much. So that's all for today. I hope you have a great day. It's so nice outside. Go walk in the driveway and get your exercise. And I'll be back next week. I'm not exactly sure which day, but we'll figure it out as I go. So that's all for now. Bye.